Good morning. I hope everybody is having a fabulous start to their Friday, and it is getting like so super dark here. Kind of excited for daylight savings to actually finish, so it's a bit lighter in the morning again. But in saying that, it is a fabulous day, and really excited to jump in and talk about this topic today. Last night at our manifesting talk at the Empowered Women's event held at the Oak Room, it was fabulous. Just really helping people to understand what's going on at the deeper level and why we sometimes block receiving our own good as well. Hey Marguerite, great to have you on, honey. This is such an important subject, and I think money can be one of those subjects, a little bit like relationships, that we can really feel quite challenged in at times. And like, let's face it, it is actually our relationship with money as well that can really impact things. And that was one of the greatest discoveries that I actually ever had, was like around money and my relationship to it and with it. Hey Leanne, hey Nat, great to have you guys on. Hey Tracy, lovely to have you on. So say hi if you're jumping on here. Lots of love to you as well, Marguerite. Goodness me, I'm having trouble with my words this morning. Hey Sandra, great to have you guys on as well. And it is one of those things, it impacts our life in every single area. And a lot of people find, like their health deteriorates if they've got money stress going on in their life. Their relationships deteriorate if they've got money stress going on in their life. Hey Lisa, hey Cheryl, great to have you guys on. All of these things are so impacted, it can minimize our feelings of being able to achieve or do what it is that we're actually wanting to do in life. Not only just from a base level of perhaps the choices that we have. Hey, Danina, sorry, couldn't say that properly. Hey, Julia, great to have you guys on. And if anybody's got any specific questions that they're actually wanting to ask around this as well, please feel free to jump in and pop anything in. I always love interacting with you guys and obviously, helping wherever possible as well. So we all can probably agree that money is one of those things that's super, super important in our life, and we can have some funky money stories as well. We can have some funky energy around money. Sometimes like we feel like we want more and we need more, but then we might judge ourselves for having that or not wanting to be too greedy, or like all this kind of stuff can really, hey Evelyn, great to have you on as well. We can judge ourselves, and we can have all of these funky money stories that are kind of going on in the background. And I was listening to an amazing ebook, which I would definitely, or audiobook yesterday. Hey Lisa, great to have you on too, babe. That I would definitely recommend. And it's called You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Every single time I listen to that book, I get a different nuance, I get a different nugget. And yesterday he said something, it was so profound. Obviously it said the same thing every single time, but I get something new out of that audio every single time I listen to it. And it was something that I really, really wanted to share with you all. And that is, he was using the analogy of a light bulb. And just imagine, I'll just tell you this story because it's a very powerful way of connecting to that deeper grade of good within ourselves and being able to receive more. And so can really help to shift some of that mindset and some of our beliefs. And the problem with our beliefs is that we actually believe them to be true. That's the biggest problem. And our feelings, we believe that we can't change our feelings, that we just feel the way that we are. So when we're feeling powerless around money, or we're feeling desperate for more money, or feeling that we need more money but then feel bad for wanting money, it creates this resistance, and it really cuts us off from the flow of energy around this. It's fantastic, Lisa. It is such a brilliant book, hun. I'm probably up to, I don't know, like my 6th or 7th time of listening through. Hey Linda, great to have you on. I often listen to it when I'm at the gym training, which is always great and super inspiring as well. Hey Di, lovely to have you on. So jumping back into our our analogy. So Bob Proctor spoke about just imagine that, in the days before there was electricity, there was a couple, and they had all these candles, and so they'd have a candle in the bathroom and a candle in the kitchen, a candle in the bedroom, and they'd be running like their place via candlelight. And so a traveler came along one day and had this amazing light bulb and had the invention of electricity, and he actually showed them that if they actually plugged in to the electricity, how this could actually start to transform their life. And so they had some lower watt light bulbs that they started using, and they realized that, oh, yep, if I put a lower watt light bulb into the electricity, wow, this is what shows up. It's like 10 watt. Wow, this is so amazing. So it was even better than the candlelight. And I think the candlelight can be quite representative of, when we're trying to do things by ourselves, we're actually not really connected to a source as such. We're trying to do things by ourselves. And so by plugging into the electricity, we're kind of like plugging into the power. And so they were like, oh, wow, this is so amazing. So they went around, they replaced all their candles, and they were so blown away by this traveler that was telling them all about these light bulbs and showing them. And so they're like, wow, this is so incredible. And then he pulls out this other light bulb, and they're like, okay, well, what's with this? And then he's like, this is 100 watt light bulb. And they were just absolutely astounded when he plugged that in, that the amount of light that one light bulb actually emanated actually like outshone every other single light bulb that was in the place. Hey Christy, great to have you on. And they're like, oh my God, that's the most incredible light bulb that there ever was. That is like so amazing, so incredible. And in that moment, we forget that it's actually the electricity that allows the light globe to glow brighter and to shine more light. It's the same amount of electricity going into the 10 watt. It's just that it's actually expanded its ability to be able to utilize that power and expand and let that light shine. And I think it's such a powerful, powerful analogy. It kind of really hit me in the heart when I listened to that yesterday, simply because we are all plugged into the electricity source. We are all plugged in to this amazing, incredible, divine energy that we've all got flowing through us. There's, so much scientific evidence to suggest we all have electromagnetic energy. We all have emanating that energy. And we cut ourselves off, we pinch ourselves off from that energy so often through our thoughts, through our fears, through our worries, through our concerns, through scarcity and lack and ego mind, scarcity thinking. Hey Joe, great to have you on. And so this is why it's so, so, so important to do the inner work. And when I say the inner work, it's really clearing some of those funky money beliefs. It's really clearing, what are the ways that we're actually cutting ourselves off or not allowing ourselves to be supported in a real physical sense. And you might say, well, yeah, that sounds all great and all well in theory, but how do I actually start to apply that directly to my life to actually transform my money situation? And what I've actually found is it really makes such a difference to actually start to clear this stuff. So even using the analogy of, and I did this with the girls last night, is just hold your breath for a moment. Just take a breath in and hold your breath. And so breathe again. Hey Amy, great to have you on. In that moment, how much more breath could you take in when you were holding your breath? This is what we actually do with money as well. We hold on so tightly to what we have because we've got fear around actually letting it go and allowing more to flow through. This is the scarcity thinking. Hey Guy, great to have you on. This is the fear that really can come up, that actually can really block us, because it's just like trying to put more into something. If you're actually not allowing it to flow, it can't ever keep topping up, if that makes sense. And it was one of the biggest kind of realizations that I had. I was able to kind of pull more money in, or felt like I was able to pull more money in, but I kind of get jammed up and really interrupt my flow when I thought about actually letting money go, or releasing money, or spending money on something as well. Hey Cheryl Ann, great to have you on. Hey Chris. So this is so important, and please let me know like if this is resonating for you, and even doing some basic work on I need more money. How do I feel when I believe the thought I need more money? You can feel immediately where this actually takes you. And this is a huge topic. So like obviously, you know, there can be so many different beliefs around money, but you know, I need more money. Oh my God, I feel scared. I feel worried. I feel frightened. I feel threatened. I feel like I haven't got enough. I feel tense. You know, all of those emotions are not actually going to allow you to take the aligned action that we need to take in order to be able to increase more money. It's not a matter, obviously, of just sitting there going, more money's coming, more money's coming, more money's coming. You know, we got to like actually take action around this as well. But the more that we actually align ourselves to the energy of money, which is, I truly believe, the energy of money is the same as divine energy. It's a way of supporting ourselves. It's a way of nourishing ourselves. And the more receptive that we are, it's like anything, the more that we're in appreciation, in a gratitude, we're attracting more of that into our life easily and more confidently than ever before. So when we're in the emotion of I need more money, we're in that scarcity, we're in that fear, we tend to be blocked. We tend to either overspend because we're freaking out that, you know, like we're in that scarcity state. Oh, I better get this or better get that before there's no money left, in which case it creates that situation, because fear or whatever we're feeling intensely is how we're actually creating our life every single day. Hey Sarah, great to have you on. And then if you think about or feel into, how do I feel if I didn't believe that thought, or I didn't have that thought right now? I don't need more money. Or like if you just didn't have the thought, I need more money. If you didn't have that thought, if you didn't have that belief, how do you feel? Your system probably feels a little bit calmer. You probably feel a little bit more relaxed. You probably can look around and go, oh my God, like I feel more abundant. I feel like I've kind of got enough right in this moment. Anxiety and fear of the future is, you know, like there's no amount of money that can ever fill that bucket. If you are disconnected from your own internal power around this, thank you so much, Evelyn. And good morning, Jerry. Great to have you on. There can never be enough money. I've spoken to people that have, you know, like 300K incomes. I've spoken to people that have spoken to other people that have had billions and, you know, $20 million sitting in a savings account, but freaking out that they're gonna run out of money or they're not gonna have enough money. No amount of money will ever solve the problem of the feeling of insecurity that's created. And the only reason why we believe that we actually need more money or want more money is generally to allay that feeling. We've got to create the feeling of having more first, or being in the state of gratitude, being in the state of receiving. Thanks so much, Tracy. And look, why not have both? You know, they say money doesn't create happiness, but I tell you what, it doesn't create misery either. So of course, like we've got to be taking that emotional mastery path. And, you know, it was exactly like what I spoke about last night. Anytime we're placing our security or our control, or feeling like, you know, everything's out there, now I'm okay because now I've got this amount of money in my bank account, or now I've got the relationship, or now I've got the house, or now I've got the job. Anytime we place our security and our feelings of, yes, my life's okay, externally, that's always going to open us up to getting completely derailed if any one of those things shifts or changes. Hey Bev, great to have you on. Our true security comes from within, and when we do that, we magnetize ourselves to attracting more of everything that we want in our life, not just money. It will give you greater confidence. It will give you greater ability to be able to see the opportunities, to be able to have conversations with people where it's like, oh my goodness, what if if we did this, or what if we did that? We'll be more inspired into action of what are the possibilities of how can I serve, how can I add more money, add more value to help people in a way that's also going to get me my dreams, get me my desires as well. And we've got to be coming from that place of how can I contribute, how can I add more value. At the end of the day, whoever's adding the most value is actually going to be the one that's the most abundant as well, so long as they've done the money work. I've also been in a state before. Hi Michelle, how are you? Great to have you on. Yeah, so it's a big one, Tracy. I'll address that in a second. But I know before, like when I first started my kinesiology business, I just wanted to help everyone. And it's like, oh my God, I just want to help. I want to add value. I want to help. But it was because I also wasn't allowing myself to be supported. If you're not allowing yourself to be supported and be the highest level of conduit that you possibly can be, by allowing yourself to receive, then that's only ever going to be short-lived. There's only a certain amount of giving that we can actually give before the bucket is actually empty if we're not allowing the bucket to continue to fill up. I have a beautiful mentor that, you know, I just love this idea because it's so powerful that what if we flipped the whole paradigm around donating 10% of our income into donating 90% of our income, but we actually find ways of adding more value, of contributing at a higher level where we're not actually negating our lifestyle. We're not living off, you know, like absolutely nothing. We're still being able to maintain our lifestyle, but we allow our abundance to flow to us so strongly that we're actually able to donate 90%. I just think that that is so cool. We have such a power within us right now to make such a difference in the world in such a heart-based, a heart-centered place of really adding that value and making a difference for others. We cannot do that if we're cutting ourselves off from the very source to begin with, through fear, through resistance, through worry. This is a big thing that most people actually have, Trace. It was something I had to work through as well. It's like, yeah, I want money, but I want happiness more. Money doesn't make you happy. Like, it is such a bullshit, sorry, and I say that with all love and compassion. It's such a bullshit statement. Money does not make you sad either. Money has got nothing to do with happiness, but would I rather have money or not have money? Absolutely. Money gives you choice. It gives you freedom. It gives you the ability to be able to pay for somebody that you love health. It gives you the ability to provide opportunities for your children. It gives you the ability to be able to provide not only more for yourself, but to be able to contribute in such a significant way to others. I have a big dream about really being able to sponsor 100 sponsor children. I first started with my first sponsor child when I was still making less than $1,000 a week. And I was a single mum, like, so I was paying off a mortgage, supporting my kids in private school, and doing all of those things. It was a massive stretch for me. These days, like, I'm supporting 4 sponsor children. So, like, whatever your dream is, whatever your vision is so powerful as well. Money has got nothing to do with your level of happiness, but I truly believe that it is our relationship with money which impacts how much we actually allow ourselves to receive. It's buying into so much. Thank you so much, Tracy. That's great. And, you know, we buy so much into the scarcity society's dogma and stigma around, oh, you're too greedy and blah, blah, blah. And that comes from this paradigm, which is, again, I truly believe is a false paradigm. And I've witnessed it in my own life. Hey, John, that there's only going off. There's only a finite amount of money in order to be able to serve the world. And that's not true. They're printing more money the whole time. If you actually look at our monetary system, our fiscal system, it's all built on illusion. Like, all that's actually happening, there's no money, there's no gold being transferred from one person to another. It's all done digitally. There's not enough money in print to be able to, if everybody went and withdrew everything from the bank right now, there's actually not enough money in print to be able to supply that. Our whole monetary system is an illusion, and the more that you can get get your head around that, the more you can realize that money is just energy, and we can actually really allow ourselves to receive more of that through connecting into that as well. And absolutely. So to treat, so I get that thought. Yeah, absolutely. And it's these types of thoughts, Tracy. I'm loving your interaction on here, hun. It's these types of thoughts that keep us in that poverty cycle. And like, I still get worried at times about money, but I notice the thought and I shift it really, really quickly, because I know in that moment what I'm actually attracting, or how I'm actually attracting money, is through my thoughts, is through my energy. Just the same as when we meet somebody that's really positive, we want to spend more time with them. They're like, oh my God, they're such a great person. They're so amazing. If we meet somebody that's negative and it's like all about, you know, the bad stuff or what's going wrong, how much time do we want to spend with that person? Money is the same. What is your relationship with money? How do you feel about money? How do you treat money? Do you despise money? Do you get angry at money? Are you resentful of money? Do you feel it controls you? Do you feel it has power over you? Because if you feel that it has power over you, hey Rick, hey Di, you will continue to push it away, because it's like this push-pull energy. It's like, I want it, I need it, but I don't want it to have that power over me, so now I'm going to push it away again, and we resent it. If you're resenting anything, how long would somebody stay near you in relationship, particularly if you're in an intimate relationship with somebody? How long would they stay with you if you're resenting them every second of the moment, or you're feeling powerless, or that they've got power or control over you? It's gonna always end up in this clash. So the more that we can realize that money actually, honestly, not only is a relationship, it's our relationship with money, but it's also a relationship with ourselves. Everything that we are in relationship to is nothing more than a reflection of relationship to self. And when we really get that, then we can understand that self-love is the greatest way to actually transform our energy around money and what we're willing to receive, what we're allowing ourselves to receive. We all have our own pie, guys, and you are the determining factor of how big that pie gets to be. The bigger you make your own pie, the more you have to share with other people. Hey, Kylie, great to have you on. So this is so important, and it's another important factor. Like, if you think about anybody else that has gone out and created significant wealth, they have added exponential value in the world. You've only got to look at Richard Branson. How many jobs is he supplying? How many lives has he impacted or changed through the products and services that he not only supplies, but through the opportunities that he also co-creates with other people through affiliations or through all those opportunities. Like, so often I think we can get stuck in that mindset of, you know, big corporate and everything else. And that's not to say that everybody that has money is, you know, spending it in an integrous way or doing great things with it, but it's just the same as anything else. There's always going to be the minority, but it's not to say that there's some amazing people out there with lots of money that are doing loads of great stuff. There's actually billionaire families that can connect with each other, that actually discuss how they can distribute the wealth in the world for the greater good. You know, Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, what they're doing, you know, like, there's some phenomenal stuff that's actually happening. And when we cut ourselves off, or when we make money wrong, we add to the fear in our society, we add to the scarcity in society. It is greed, not money. And greed comes from fear of not having enough money. It's actually not from the abundance mindset of feeling calm, feeling that we have enough money, feeling that we can support ourselves easily. It's the fear of not having money that actually creates the greed, creates the problems. Hey Crystal, great to have you on. Sorry, just reading Tracy's question there, or comment. Have the big pie we used to have, but we had it. So absolutely, and this can be a challenge. Like, it was exactly the challenge that I certainly felt when I became a single mum. I went from living a very comfortable lifestyle. I had a big goal to be debt-free, to have paid off our house by the time I was 30, which my former husband and I both achieved. Absolutely, and I wanted to support my family, and I went from that very, very comfortable lifestyle to suddenly having a mortgage again, and raising 2 kids by myself. I was only working part-time at the time, even though we'd previously been in business and things like that, but I was only working part-time at the time. I was only earning $300 a week. I was in total fear and total scarcity, and if we continue to buy in, things are getting worse, things are getting worse, things are getting worse. You are on a downward spiral, honey. And we have to change that thought of what is it that I do want? How is it that I now need to shift and change? And I'm now excited. How else can I support my family? Not the fear thought of I'm not supporting my family, I'm not supporting my family. That's just going to make you feel like rubbish. It's going to paralyze you with fear and not have you taking action as well. Hey, beautiful Linda, great to have you on. I hope that I hope that everybody else can hear. So please let me know if you can't, because otherwise I'm just doing a lot of hand waving and some smiling, which is not going to make a whole lot of sense. So please let me know if you can't hear me. But so important to really start to figure out. Please give me just even maybe a thumbs up. Make sure that that you guys can hear me okay. So with all of these thoughts, we've got to really get clear. What is our thoughts that's actually blocking? Thank you so much. What is the thought that's actually impacting our relationship with money? How do we feel about money? Like when you say the statement, money is, what comes up for you? Is it stress? Is it excitement? Is it passion? Is it joy? How do you feel about money? That is going to be your greatest indicator. Your feelings are your point of attraction. If you are in frustration, you're going to keep attracting circumstances that continue to frustrate you with money. If you are in gratitude, oh my God, I'm so grateful for what I have right now, and I'm grateful for what's coming, then you know that you're attracting more and more. I do this little funny, hey Joe, great to have you on. I do this little funny hop, skip and a jump kind of thing, which sounds like a bit weird, but it's like almost like the little kid that's skipping through the playground going, oh my God. It's that anticipation, it's that excitement, it's that joy of going, oh my God, I wonder what's going to happen. This was the energy that I used back in January, and I constantly will keep tapping back into as well. Hey Julie, great to have you on. That shifts my money, my energy around money very, very quickly. And it was the energy that I used literally to double my income in 4 days. This is so powerful, guys. And you may have some funky money stuff that comes up around your upper limits as well. This is why we've continually got to be doing the work. And this was what came up for me. I've had like my circuits broken. So if, or not broken, but like kind of fairly well cut off. This is the analogy around the light bulb. If you've only just jumped in, maybe head back to the start a little bit, but this is the analogy around the light bulb, because if we are cutting ourselves off, if we are like pinching ourselves off with fear or with thoughts, like that's like the dimmer on the light bulb setting. We're turning our light down simply because, and I've had loads of money shame that I've needed to work through. So perfect, Lisa. I'm so happy for you, darling. And it's those light bulb moments that make all the difference as well. So it's so super powerful when we actually realize, how we're actually cutting ourselves off from money, or how we react or respond when we get too much. You may even find that this with love. Do you deflect compliments? Do you deflect the good that's coming into your life? Do you, this old thing, if somebody says, oh my God, you look amazing, you look great. And you go, this old thing, I've had it for ages. I just got it. Like, how are you deflecting the good in your life? It will be a representation. You'll be able to recognize how you're also deflecting money, or deflecting, just being able to receive things. Do you allow people to buy coffee for you, or to gift you things? Or do you go, oh no, that's too much. No, I can't accept that. No. Like, this is the universe wanting to give to you in such a powerful way. And when we deflect that, or when we allow ourselves to buy into the belief it's wrong or it's bad to receive, receive, we're gonna really impact our stuff around, receiving more. The universe will just be like, okay, clearly, like, she's not wanting anymore, because we're not open, we're not receptive, we're not in that experience of anticipation. So it's so, so, so important to be in that energy. If you're in fear around money, and I've certainly been there many times, terror actually, when I first became a single mum and I was only earning the $300 a week, I knew I had to turn that around, and I really got to work on changing my emotions before reality had changed. And this is the challenge, is when we're sitting there, when we're seeing how many bills we have, when we're seeing that the money is not in the account, we can freak out. And if you buy into that belief in the moment, you're attracting more and more and more of that into your life, and it's so paralyzing. And we can sabotage in so many ways as well. Hey Tara, great to have you on. So this is where, like, you'll receive money, but you'll find a way to get rid of it. Like, it will move through your hands so fast. And so if that's going on, like, you're actually denying your own power. You're actually, not allowing yourself to sit in the feeling of abundance simply because it feels too uncomfortable for your system to have that level of money. So this is, that's fantastic, Michelle. Great realization. Yeah, we do it so flippantly, or so unaware sometimes, so unconsciously. So this is really powerful. And sorry, now I've just kind of lost my train of thought, but it's so, so important. So the more that we can tune into our thoughts and our fears and where we're actually at, what is our old funky money stories, what do we need to shift, what do we need to change, and be able to move forward in a really powerful way, remembering that it's our emotion that creates the attraction. So we are creating in every single moment with what we choose to focus on, what is the image that we're seeing in our mind, and therefore what is our feelings around that particular image. Absolutely. Yeah. So now this will be a self-sabotage around the money. And it was exactly my experience, like in November 2016, like I hit my biggest month that I've ever had, which was 27,000 in a month. It blew my systems apart, because at the time when I first became a single mum, I was only earning like 20 grand a year. So to earn 27,000 in a month was just like mind-boggling for me. And it blew my systems. It was like I could not get rid of that stuff fast enough. And you will create issues, you will create challenges, you will create self-sabotages. So this will be where there's an unexpected expense come up, or the motor in the car blows up, or you need a new fridge, or there's just like things that come up where it's like, and so creating more money, having more money, receiving more money is never going to fix that problem, because the more you receive, the quicker you're just going to get rid of it. So this is where, like, we've got to look at like all the different kind of angles around this. And if we are not, hey Margarita, if we are not taking responsibility for our money, so that is, we're relying on somebody else to support us. So that was where it really freaked me out with my ex-husband. And, even the family tax benefit and things like that, that was something that I felt really, really challenged by. Not only in receiving, I felt guilty about that. And also, like, I wasn't on the parenting payment pension or anything like that. I was still working and doing my part-time biz until I built that to a place where then I was creating a six-figure income from it. But I felt really funky around receiving. So notice, where you're actually blocking yourself, not only from receiving, but also growing your wealth. The more integrity that you have with money. So if you find that you're not feeling responsible with money, or as soon as you get it, you spend it, or you feel like you're spending it on frivolous stuff, things that aren't in alignment, aren't valuable to you, maybe it's just like going and buying like a heap of clothes, or just like spending kind of like ridiculously, as opposed to, oh my God, this lights me up, this is so wonderful for me, this is going to support me, this is going to make my life better. All of those things, if you're not spending in integrity, I can promise you will not allow yourself to receive greater levels of income as well. So there is so much, like, obviously to unpack around this stuff. I am running my manifesting course in a few weeks. I'll be launching that. So if you guys are wanting some more information on this, obviously, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can pick up on and take from this today, but I will be launching my money manifestation course in a couple of weeks. And if it's something that really resonates for you and you're looking to clear those blocks, and I'll be taking you through some really specific stuff, some really powerful journaling stuff. I did some powerful journaling last night, not on money, but on a different subject in my life. And oh my God, like it just blows me away how much that we block in our life from actually allowing ourselves to receive more love, to receive more goodness, to receive more fabulousness. Lisa, that's awesome, hun. I know that you're gonna get so much powerful stuff out of it, as always, honey, because you show up and you do the work. And this is my last tip around money. It is through the responsibility that we actually choose to take that we get more freedom. So many people think responsibility is freedom is the opposite of responsibility. It's such a paradox, and it is the paradigm that both support each other. The greater responsibility that we take for taking care of our finances, the greater financial security that we get to experience, and therefore freedom of wealth that we ultimately get to experience. It's no different to anything else. The more responsibility that we take for how our life is at the moment, the more that empowers you to create the change. Whilst ever we're blaming external circumstances, blaming other people, blaming situations, my life is like this because, and we continue to anchor in the old story. I did it for a long time. There's no judgment around that if you're doing it. Just if you are doing it, acknowledge it and go, how curious, wow, wonder why I'm doing that. How can I now move on? Or what is it that I need to accept responsibility for? And it's a tough pill to swallow. Awesome, Julia. That's so great. Hey, Matilda, great to have you on, gorgeous. Missing you from last week, sweet. So this is so powerful, but it is definitely the more responsibility that we are willing to take for how our life currently is, then the more power that we actually have to be able to change that situation. You have the power within you. You are the light bulb. You get to determine how bright that globe is going to shine. And so with that, have a fabulous day. If you've only just jumped in, jump back to the start, have a listen. Let me know what resonates. If anybody else has got any comments or anything else, or this has resonated, please send me some love and share and like this with anyone that you think, if they're going through a money struggle at the moment, if they are having a tough time, the more that we can get this out to everybody, the more we can elevate all of our mindsets in society, raise ourselves out of that scarcity. We are in such an abundant country, and I think we forget that with our first world problems. We forget that, like, I even forget the percentage, but there are billions and billions of people that are literally living off $2 a day. Like, when we compare that to, how abundantly, how affluently we are living like kings and queens. And that's not to obviously compare, I know it's comparing, but not from an ego place or anything else, but we have such a capacity to not only celebrate that wealth, share in the gratitude of that wealth, but also contribute at that next level and really make a difference in the world, guys. So be the light. Shine your light so brightly that everybody else can't help but be lifted and illuminated in your presence as well. It is the greatest gift that we have to give, not only to ourselves but also to others. Have an amazing Friday. So much love and gratitude for you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, if you're keen to find out more, hey Chris, great to have you on. If you're keen to find out more about the money manifestation course, please pop yes below, or send me a PM if you'd like more details. Like I said, I will be launching that course in the next couple of weeks, so look out for more details on my Facebook page. Lots of love to you all. Bye.